So I've noticed something this year. Take a look at the top games of Twitch: League of Legends, Among Us, Fall Guys. I look at my friends' Steam list: Among Us, Fall Guys, they're all playing it. Fall Guys, for example, was a game designed for kids. It exploded. Among Us came out 2 years ago. Why did it all of a sudden blow up? And what do these games have in common? Well, I might just have an answer for you. It's actually a lot deeper than you might think. Hello gamers, welcome to Vicarious Gaming, where we just learned the difference between Link and Zelda. I'm not even kidding, I literally just finished my first Zelda game. You should totally check out the highlights in my YouTube channel and the review I just put up, seeing if it's still playable in 2020. Today, I want to tackle a question nobody is asking, but everyone has noticed: the sudden rise of social games. Sure, social games have always been very popular, often dominating the gaming scene. Just look at the numbers League of Legends and Fortnite have put up in the recent years. But those are huge games backed by billion-dollar companies designed to draw in massive player bases. And the rise of these games can actually be attributed more to the rise of the genre they're a part of, not the social element. For example, League of Legends grew as the MOBA to play as MOBAs became popular. Fortnite, the same thing. It became the go-to battle royale as the genre exploded. It was never inherently because it was a multiplayer game that caused them to blow up, and blow up they sure did. Fall Guys and Among Us have taken over the gaming world in 2020. Yes, even pushing out last year's Fortnite and League of Legends almost instantly. But when you look at games like Fall Guys and Among Us, it tells us a different story altogether. Let's start with Fall Guys. This game was developed for kids, a specific market. Yes, a big market, but still not big enough to take over the most popular games at the time. In order to do that, you need to appeal to a broader audience. There must have been something else about the game that drew in its massive numbers. And no, it's not the weird jelly bean shaped humans or tail tag. No, it's definitely not tail tag. Funny that everybody hates the genre where you have to stay away from people as long as possible. Probably a coincidence, but my theory is that the reason Fall Guys grew so rapidly is because of its social aspects. Fall Guys wouldn't be fun if you didn't have 100 players to race. And anyone who has played, which is pretty much everybody at this point, knows that grouping up with your friends in this silly playground of death makes it so much more fun. From the team games to just competing with strangers to grouping up and laughing with your buddies. I think it's safe to say Fall Guys is primarily a social game, and that's why it has succeeded so quickly. But why are social games growing so fast? Well, Fall Guys is not the only game to blow up seemingly out of nowhere. To give you another example, I'm sure you've heard of Among Us by now. If you aren't familiar, it's a game that was developed by 3 people. Yes, 3 people, and came out 2 years ago, where you are a crew of people on a ship and your goal is to complete tasks. However, there are imposters who try to kill you and sabotage the ship before the tasks can be completed. Basic idea of the game is to figure out who the imposters are and vote them off the ship. This is a very oversimplified way to explain the game, but there's no denying the social aspects here. And don't get me wrong, the game is great and everyone seems to love it. But if it's so great, why did it take 2 years to gain any attention? And I'm sure you might say, oh, nobody knew about it, which that's fair, but I think there is a much bigger and more obvious reason why. And it all comes back to its undeniable social aspects. Among Us is a social game for sure, one that has been out for 2 years and nobody started playing until now. But why? Why has Fall Guys, a game that was designed for 8-year-olds, and Among Us, a game that came out 2 years ago, suddenly take over the entire gaming stratosphere? And conversely, why has no single player game gotten as much attention? Actually, The Last of Us 2 got a ton of hate, and that happens to be a single player game where you spend most of the time isolated on a deserted world filled with zombies. Well, you do sometimes have a companion, but have you ever tried to make friends with a zombie? It doesn't turn out so well. And yes, there's a lot of other reasons why people do and don't like The Last of Us. It just seems like a weird coincidence that a game all about isolation, literally in the title, is hated, while simple kids games are loved because they are social. But why is this? No other good games are out? Fair, but wrong.
Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Doom Eternal, and Animal Crossing, New Horizons
all came out this year and we loved them, but we keep turning to social games like Among Us. So I don't think the answer is just nothing else to play. I think it's a lot deeper than that. I think it's subconscious. I think we crave what these games have to offer. And no, I'm not talking about the jelly bean craving your weird aunt with a sweet tooth gets. No, I don't want another jelly bean, Aunt Sally. Good, more for me. No, I'm talking about something we have been missing since, I don't know, exactly March 16th when the CDC and Trump closed down the USA. That's right, social interaction. The reason we don't want to sit at home and play single player games is because we are forced to sit at home all day long anyway. Video games in 2020 have been a way to connect with people and friends we don't get to see anymore. Instead of playing games to get away from people and escape, we are craving that interaction they bring. That's why when you load up your Stream library after spending all day in your room, you choose Among Us with your friends over Sekiro alone. You text your friends, who are also probably sitting there alone, and tell them to hop on for some fun games. Normally, those who would be balls deep in a single player game and ignore these texts are suddenly subconsciously craving the social interaction they are no longer receiving. Don't believe me?
We'll take it from UCLA professor Matthew Lieberman, one of the founders of social cognitive neuroscience. He said in his book, being socially connected is our brain's lifelong passion. It's been baked into our operating system for tens of millions of years. Becoming more socially connected is essential to our survival. In a sense, evolution has made bets at each step that the best way to make us more successful is to make us more social.
Humans are social creatures and require social interaction to keep a healthy mind. We literally crave it. Many people used to get their interactions from work or school or whatever, and no longer receive that, so they subconsciously crave it elsewhere. When normally after a tough day of work or long day of school, dealing with all the people, you would want to go home and relax and watch a movie or play a game alone. But when you are no longer receiving this constant bombardment of interaction, your brain literally craves it. Think about this next time you open your Steam library and keep hovering over Among Us or Fall Guys. Or don't think about it, it's fine. Play some games with your friends, but don't forget about them when Cyberpunk 2077 comes out. But hey, that's just a theory. Okay. I'm not doing this. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the theory I put together. If you want to come and hang out and get some of that social interaction we are all craving, come to my stream at twitch.tv/VG_EvanD. We will be playing Mario 64 for my first time. I just recently finished Zelda Ocarina of Time and just posted a unique review seeing how it stacks up against some of these social games that took over 2020, and if you should consider playing it over them. Check out the video, check out the stream highlights on YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome videos. And please don't forget to smash the like button. Leave a like, it only takes a second. Helps me out a ton, especially as a small creator. And socials in the description below. Instagram, I post a bunch of awesome stuff there. Twitter, just to, see what's going on with me a little bit better. Check those out too. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe out there. And of course, once again, happy gaming.
Look at this Riley girl. She's a little Ryer. Look at this Ryer. You're a Ryer, Ry. Oh, I gotta stop this recording real quick. Yikes.